Russia said, let's join together and build a currency that will be stronger than any other currency in this planet. Russia doesn't tell you that we will create currency for you different from our own currency. Russia tell you that let's join hands together and create one currency for ourselves so that we will be strong. That currency will be used in our global market. Let's differentiate ourselves from the Western global market and stand and form our own global market with our own currency. And that will be more stronger than dollar and US pound and UK pound sterling and euro. But what did Western people did to you? Europeans came to you and tell you that we build currency for you. They build currency for you that is different from their own. They build a poor currency for you. A poor currency they build for Africans. While they have euro that is more powerful than that currency they create for Africa. Americans came and UK, they built a currency for Africa. We will build currency for you that is different from US dollar and UK pound sterling. That is, their own currency is more powerful than our own currency. But Russia never tell you that. Come, we want to build currency for you. We want to construct currency, or we want to print currency for you. That will be different from our Russian currency. Russia said, let's join together and build a currency, our own global market currency. That only that currency, we join together and have one big currency. Only that currency will be used in our own global market. And American dollar will go down in global market. American dollar will be no more used in the global market. Do you know that is a big weakening point for America, Europe, and UK? Russia, they use this. So if you check, that's why I tell you that when you said Americans, the West and Russia, they have the same agenda. They don't have the same agenda. There's a big difference when you want to think well. There's a big difference between Russia and the West. I prefer Africa to go through West, to go through Russia than to go through the West, because we have been going through West to get freedom. We beg them, we do force, we do everything. We couldn't gain freedom. For how many years? For more than 200 years, for more than 400 years, we have been trying. Come on, that is not 40 years. For more than 400 years, we have been going through West to gain freedom. Begging them, we beg them, we do force, we do all kinds of things. We couldn't find a way. They create currency for us. They control our political system. They control our election systems. They control even our current affairs, how we live in Africa. The West control everything. But Russia didn't control your political system. Russia didn't come to control your African political system. They didn't come to make sure that you remain in poverty. Someone commented, following Russia is not also safe. It's just like following France. Well, I love that comment, and I would love to emphasize on that little bit, my brother. I love that comment. You see, for what you have said here is something that I will not say you are not on good track. I will say your opinion is respected and your opinion is also good. That following Russia is not also safe for Africa, for sure. But at this point in time, we must use strategies. At this point in time, when you put Europe here, you put America here, you put UK here, you put Russia here, where will we run to? Because we cannot run away from all of them at this moment of time. We must choose a place to be. But between America, Europe, UK, and Russia, which place is the best place for us right now? I think that is Russia, right? I think all Africans will appreciate if we should choose one part to be, either in Russia part, or in America part, or in European part, or in UK part. Which part will you wish Africa to be? I think it's Russia, because you will never wish Africa to be in American part, or UK part, or European part. So this was the main reason we put Russia on top. To see it as we must use Russia to free ourselves. We are finding a way, and we cannot get that way. Rather, we will get that way through one continent or a particular leader like Russia. We must find a way through Europe, or through America, or through UK, or through Russia. So which part do you think is the best part for Africa to choose? When we must find a way to our freedom, to our liberation, to get ourselves, to own our things by ourselves. When we must choose one part, when we must find one place to find a way. to that part, to our destination. You see, we have been choosing EU, Europe, to the path of freedom. We couldn't get it. We have begged them for freedom. Our great-grandfathers have begged them for freedom. Our fathers have begged them for freedom. They couldn't get it till to this generation today. America the same way. UK the same way. What were they doing to us? They were enslaving us, pressing us more and more down, using us more and more. Each and every year, Africa is going down. Nothing is going up. It's only this year that Africa have a state of climbing ladder to success. Only this from 2021 to 2023, Africa have a change of climbing, a change of success. From 2021 to 2023, Africa have a change of ways. But we have been seeing that Africa have that change of ways because of Russia having a problem with the West. That became a good idea for Africa to use Russia to get their ways to freedom. Because we have not seen anyone who will come and deal with our enemies for us, because we didn't have a chance. We cannot fight, or we cannot go, we cannot defeat our enemies. We cannot defeat them directly. We have to go through someone who is more dangerous to use that person against them. And that person also will try to defeat the West, and by using Africa will defeat the West. So we are also trying to defeat the West by using that particular person to defeat the West. So you see what is going on? It is like we are all finding a benefit. Russia is using Africa today to defeat the West, and Africa also want to use Russia to defeat the West. You see, this is how we want it. We are all finding something. We are all going to one destination, because Russia is going to Africa today to make sure that Africans know what West did to them, and to make sure that the Africans stand on their own without begging the West, because Russia knows this, that he can defeat Africa, the West, by fighting them. Russia cannot defeat the West by fighting them. So Russia have to use a strategy. Russia knows that when Africa stand on its own, he is going to defeat West, because West is going to live in hunger. When it's all started, my peoples, when it all started, Russia cut off their gas pipe to the West. Russia cut off their oil pipe to the West. West stranded. Russia cut off their energy, light energy to West. Russia stand by. Still, it was going on. Russia have seen that he cut off gas. They were trying to build a gas pipe from Nigeria to Europe, to the West. So Russia see that I'm trying to deal with these peoples, but look what is going on. They are getting it from Africa, so I can't deal with them. Russia got off oil from them. They have been stealing oil from Nigeria. They have been getting oil. Russia got off the gas from them, the light energy from them. They were in Niger, stealing the uranium from Niger and giving themselves light energy. So this is why Russia chose Africa to deal with the West. Russia know that since he cut his own, the West still have some place to go. So that place that West is giving themselves some chance of surviving, Russia want to block that place also, so that West will stand on their own. And now we will know who feed who. Either West feed us, or we feed West. Or West feed Russia, or Russia feed West. Russia is trying to use Africa to defeat the West, and Africa is trying to use Russia to defeat the West, to get our freedom. We are trying to use Russia to get our freedom, because with Russia we feel like we are safe. We get protections. We become more stronger. If you check all African countries who have joined in BRICS, they are more stronger today. They are stronger. They can stand on their own without the West. But before Russia will intervene in Africa, tell me, is there any African country that can stand on their own without the West? No. We were unable to stand on our own without West. But by Russia intervening, Russia starting to use Africa to defeat the West. Russia just want to defeat. We want freedom, to be free from the West. Russia want to defeat them. And Russia is now using Africa. Not using Africa in a bad way, but using Africa in a good way. It is a golden opportunity for Africa. Well, when you say Russia, America, UK, Europe have the same agenda, I will disagree with you because their agendas are a little bit different. That's what people must understand about Russian agenda and the West agenda. The Western agenda is to make sure that Africa remain wherever it is. Africa never grow. The West have never sent you your African soldiers a weapon to stand on their own and to be strong. Russia, the Westerners have never built any factories in Africa to make sure that you produce your things by yourself. They always stole it from you and they bring it to their continent and manufacture it and send it back to you. You buy it with high price. Cocoa in Ghana. The West have been stealing that cocoa from Ghana. They have never think of this to build cocoa factory for Ghanaians to produce cocoa by themselves and manufacture it by themselves. They have been stealing uranium from Niger for a decade now. They have never think of this, that they should build a factory that will also, Niger also can build their light energy for themselves. They have been stealing oil from Nigeria. They have never think of giving them anything that will, or building a factory that Nigeria can benefit themselves. The benefit of the Nigerian oil is going to the West. 90% of that oil is going to the West. So when you say they have the same agenda, Russia came to make sure that Russia is sacrificing. You don't understand one thing here. There is a big point. There is a big difference between Russia and the West. And I will emphasize it on you, my brother, if you will understand my point. I am not saying that if we said we have to be free from all hands. That's fact. We have to be free from all hands. But at this point, Africa cannot go through freedom without using a particular person. Before we have Mohammed Gaddafi, right? When we still have Mohammed Gaddafi, we don't need Russia, you know? Why do they get Mohammed Gaddafi out? Because they feel like the whole Africa now is looking up to Mohammed Gaddafi, and we can go through Mohammed Gaddafi and get the freedom that we want in Africa. That's why they go through they get Mohammed Gaddafi out of the way, because they know when Mohammed Gaddafi is out of the way, then Africans have no way again to freedom. Because Mohammed Gaddafi was the only source of point that we can use to gain our freedom back, and to gain all our resources, and to be stronger than any other continent in this planet. That's why they get Mohammed Gaddafi out, to make sure that Africa have no way again. We have no hope, because Mohammed Gaddafi was the only hope for Africa. When they get Mohammed Gaddafi out, before they get Mohammed Gaddafi out, Africa was having a hope, and Africans were trying to change their mindset. Because we have Mohammed Gaddafi. When Mohammed Gaddafi go, we all give up again. Then we go back to the West to beg them again. They use us. Till the problem between the West and Russia started. When it started, now we have finally found another way to success, to freedom. That's why the West is doing all their best to make sure that they terminate the Russian President Vladimir Putin. Because they know that man is the only source of way, the only hope that Africa have right now. And that may be the last chance for Africa. I will say this, that may be the last chance, the last golden opportunity for Africa to free themselves. If we fail to do so at this time, then the next generation believe it, they can't make it. They can't. So that's why at this point in time, we need to put our brains together. We need to understand one thing. To get something, to get to freedom, or to get the African liberation, it may cost us something. It will not be free. We cannot get it for free. It will cost us something. So understand this. Vladimir Putin, Russia trying to defeat the West, it cost them something. Whatever they were given to Africa for free, that is the sacrifice they are doing to defeat the West. Understand the point here. You cannot get this without sacrificing something or without losing something. Russia is giving the grant that they have to African countries for free. More than 60,000 tank of grant to Africa for free. Russia is giving weapons to African countries for free. Russia is giving jet fighters, military equipment to Africa for free. Do you think that those things doesn't cost Russia? They cost Russia a huge amount of He has to create those things, but they give it to Africa for free today because they want to weak the West. So to weak the West, they must sacrifice. So for us also to go through Russia to get ourselves, we must lose something. So that's why you don't have to see that only what Russia take from Africa. Don't see only that. What Africa take from Russia, calculate that one also. And since this thing began, Russia have never taken anything from Africa. Have we seen them taking anything? Have we seen them creating any currency for any African country? No. But although when we talk about something also, a project called BRICS, that is making American dollar today to go down. How do you see that? As an African, do your own investigations and do your own calculations. Imagine, BRICS is a project that not all African countries join. Just a little part of African countries join in BRICS. And that is making American dollar currency to fall down. Then imagine if all African countries join with their biggest natural resources to improve power and put more power in the BRICS currency. Then how it is going to be in the world? Even EU, the euro currency is going down, pound sterling is going down, dollar is going down. All these three currencies will go down because all these three countries, currencies I mentioned here, US dollar, UK pound sterling, European euro, these are feeding by African resources. Without African resources, these three currencies that I mentioned here will not be powerful. But these three currencies are powerful today because of the African resources. But those Africans, if you check in our Africa, we have more than 33 currencies in Africa that have no power in the Western world, that have no power in the global market. Our currencies have no power in the global market. Our currencies cannot be used in global market because they make Africans to separate themselves. In a one continent, we have more than 33 currencies. But if you come to Europe is a continent like Africa. Europe have only one currency. If you go to America, they have only one currency. If you go to UK, they have only one currency. But why in the world Africa have only one continent have more than 33 currencies? And you expect that currencies to be powerful? No, the currencies cannot be powerful because they separate Africa for each country to have their own currency. And that currency, 75% benefit from that currency is going to the West. It's not being involved in Africa. That currency is being saved in West. That currency, the benefit or the profit of that currency, 75% of that profit is going to the West. Why? But we have gold and diamond and silvers and timbers and everything, platinums, that we could be more powerful than any other continent in the global market. But Africa is the lowest continent in the global market. But today, when they bring out BRICS strategy came out from Russia and China. They build the BRICS idea to make sure that American dollar go down because American dollar cannot be on top in the global market to take chances or to take profits from all these countries in the world. That's why they call America a giant. They call America a giant because Africa was under America to push the American currency higher and higher. As we are all seeing now, America is crying that their currency is going down. Their currency is nothing now. It's just a paper. In the next 3 years or in the next 4 years, American dollar will just become like a safer in Africa. France safer. Believe me. In the next 3 to 4 years, American dollar will just become like a France safer. Like Africa. Like France safer in Africa. Look, we have currencies in Africa that have been controlled by the West. They print it for Africa. They give it to Africa. France print France CFA and give to many countries in Africa, like Congo, Togo, Cameroon, Congo, Togo, Senegal, Mali, Burkina, Niger, France, and Guinea. France was printing this CFA for them. While France is not using CFA, but France is using euro. You know, Africa, we need to think because our leaders are not thinking. We need to think. We need to know what is going on. We are the future leaders of tomorrow. One of us will become a president tomorrow. One of us may become a minister tomorrow. One of us may become a government official, parliament member tomorrow. So we need to learn. We need to know what is going on. In case when we become into government tomorrow as the leaders of tomorrow, future leaders of tomorrow, we will not be full as our generation right now is full. We will not be taken anymore. for granted.
It's useless in the real world. So what are we killing ourselves?
So what are we going to do? That's why we stand here to bring awareness to so many African youths. We are not bringing awareness just because we want Africans to know what is going on. No, not only that. We want you to know what is going on in case when you go into power tomorrow, because we are the future leaders. One of us will become a president in any country by force. Because the leader in your country right now will not be the leader forever. He will go down. So your generation will come and take over. One of us will become a president. One of us may become a minister. One of us may become something in government. Even I, Pandi, don't become a government, don't become a parliament member or a president or a minister or a governor. But some of the peoples who always listen to me may become a minister, governor tomorrow. So we bring these strategies for Africans to know the strategies that are destroying Africa, and which strategies are we going to do to make sure that we save ourselves. Nobody will save Africa without we the Africans putting our heads together and our hands together to make sure that we work hand in hand. They separate Africa. Make your currency so low.
And you'll be making millions in dollars legally. There are schools in this Lagos that will teach you that free of charge.